So, now again, I do a lot of drugs. So, in my opinion, there is no such thing as the present. I think the present doesn't exist. I don't think it's real. But, okay, so, hear me out. Hear me out. So, there is no such thing as the present. There's only the past and the future. And the future hasn't happened, which means that there's only the past. So we're actually none of us are here right now. We're all either dead or we're all in like a hive consciousness or something's going on. Hear me out. And we're all just remembering when we did this. So this is what I call the living memory theory. This is my theory. I think about this when I do drugs. So we're all so what is the brain? So I don't believe in the soul. I don't believe in like the consciousness outside of the human experience. I believe everything that we experience is right in the brain. All right. So the brain, right, has memories. It writes information down and creates memories. Now, but we know that memory, not so good. We know that memory can be wrong. You can have a very clear-cut memory of someone wearing a yellow t-shirt, and then you look at a photo of that day, and they're wearing a blue t-shirt, and you're like, what the fuck? I swear to God, they were wearing a yellow t-shirt. So how is that possible? Like, like witness testimony is one of the least reliable things. How is this possible? Okay, so hear me out. This is what I call the living memory theory. I think about this when I do drugs. Okay. So there is no present. So we're all dead. We're dead or dying. Those are the two options. We're either dead and this is like an afterlife of some kind, or we're dying and we are experiencing our lives in the memory, realm. So again, now you can have you can remember someone wearing that yellow shirt. You can see the yellow shirt. You even remember commenting on the yellow shirt. You're like, oh fuck, why is your shirt so yellow? Right? But that never happened. How is that possible? It's possible because the memory, the way the brain constructs memories, is they're like live performances, right? Like you know what the color yellow is. You know about shirts. You know shirts can be yellow or blue or green, right? And so the way your brain constructs memories is it just constructs all of those things and creates kind of like, a new representation at the time. So at the time you remember it, the memory is there right now. The memory, it's not like a file, right? That it's not like a photo, right? That it's taken and then it's left there, right? The memory is always actively forming, right? At all times. And so okay, so we're dead or dying, and we are just remembering our lives because what is the present? Like, the time I started doing this segment, that was the present, but that's not the present anymore. Now it's just the past. So what is the present? There is no present. There's no such thing as right now, or we're living in the past. So this is, now another thing, angle to this is that, again, when you're missing chunks of time, that's when we started. You don't know what day it is. Doesn't matter what day it is. Your brain only processes important information. Like for me, the day of the week doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter what day of the week it is, right? Because most of my days of the week are exactly the same, right? So for me, storing the information of what day of the week it is, I don't need it. So for me, that's just like irrelevant. Whenever you sleep, for those of you that don't know, I consider myself a sleep professional. Whenever you sleep, your brain dumps information. Now, I can even go further and say that whenever you sleep, you're actually dying and you're resetting, and like a new being is going into your. I can go a little bit. I'm a little skeptical of that theory, but there's some important info in there that could be relevant contextually. But okay, so why do I think it's? Well, I mean, apparently it's Friday. According to reports, it's Friday. Let me just double check. Okay, so it's Friday. When you have massive chunks of time missing in your brain, it's because you don't need it. You don't need it. So anyway, this is what I think about when I'm on drugs. Um, your brain predicts what will happen next and fill in the gaps, then sends that info to your eyes. You're literally seeing fractions into the future. That's true. Asterisk. So this goes into the whole, like, there is no such thing as reality. It's just our interpretation of reality. Like, everything that you experience is not real. It's just your perception of the world around you. And so, that's why people see patterns that don't exist, because, their experience, they're seeing all these patterns. They're not getting a full dose of the real world. And so, the patterns are just, really what they are is just a way to fill in gaps of missing information. Anyway, so there you go.